there was a bill that went through Children and Families that proposed to create a database of pregnant women in this state. And after the hearing, after Ranking Member Raychel Proudie led her team in defense of pregnant women and keeping folks out of databases and keeping government from overreaching into our medical decisions, that bill not only I don't think will ever come out of committee, but Representatives Olerking and Allen both rescinded their bills that they had filed. So I think the message was loud and clear. Missourians don't want this, and I think that was a bipartisan effort to make sure that didn't happen in this state.
The Committee on Children and Families will now come to order. Questions from the committee for the bill sponsor, Representative Proudie.
It's befuddling to me the way in which government will grow with this bill, and I'll get to that in a second. I do want to know what is meant. I have to reiterate this because it's very interestingly worded. At risk of seeking an abortion is a very interesting wording. I understand the gentleman, you brought a witness that will define that. My concern about that, and I'm sure he's a very good, nice gentleman. I would encourage the gentleman to run for office. Of course, the onus of this bill is on you because you're the duly elected person. More importantly, as a duly elected person, you're going to have to vote on a budget. I know that you spoke with DSS a little bit about this bill, and they, I believe, explained to you that it's going to take a lot of staff to accomplish this.
That's their opinion, but our opinion is no. The fiscal note that you're looking at,
the fiscal note is outrageous. It's outrageous,
and it's an error. And
I would disagree with that. So I'm not sure, and I think one of the things, though we may be expert in our own particular field, I don't think, and I have the privilege of serving on budget, that sometimes we understand the magnitude or the undertaking of some of the bills and legislation that we write. Of course, this is going to take a tremendous amount of IT, bidding processes, security, because we're talking about information, sensitive information that you're going to have at least an additional attorney to deal with matters of HIPAA, to protect the new division from any potential lawsuits, particularly when we say someone at risk of seeking an abortion. That could be dangerous. Just to talk about the staffing alone, which is my concern about growing government even more, you're going to have have a division director, deputy directors, a special assistant office and clerical staff. You'll need administrative assistants, a special assistant professional or a human resources manager. They're going to have to be trained to do this work. A fiscal liaison or a legislative liaison for this department. You'll need special assistant professional lead counsel. You're absolutely going to need counsel for this because we're dealing with sensitive information. But moreover, the state, again, being on budget, I know this to be true. The state contracts and have agreements with these hospitals, 170 of them, 170 hospitals, over 100 pregnancy resource centers and maternity homes, including 2 alternatives to abortion providers, 115 county health departments, 46 juvenile departments, 115 courts, 13 adoption agencies, and nearly 7 domestic violence shelters and other organizations. That's not inaccurate. The only way we can come into agreement with some of the things in this bill is if we change the contract we have with these hospitals, because that's hospital sensitive information. Now, if a woman goes to a pregnancy resource center, they would also have to consult their attorney to see if this is something that they can even share and do. So we would have to, you have something in here about being in relationship with the juvenile office and the juvenile courts. Have you spoken with them?
As I said, I think this will all become clear once he comes and explains the bill.
Gentlemen, I appreciate that. Representative, you're going to be the one that has to carry this on the floor. And you're excuse me, sir.
Excuse me.
This is my inquiry. You're going to be responsible for explaining and defending this bill on the floor as you are the duly elected person. I'm not sure if you asked to have this hearing on today, but if you were underprepared, I would have rather you held this when you were better suited to to defend your legislation. He's not responsible for this. He's not the representative. And I'm going to listen and ask him the questions. I'm sure that he'll have some answer for it. But we can't deny that the fiscal note is going to be extravagant, is going to require a substantial amount of staff. It grows government. And as of now, as the seated representative before us that is presenting this bill with your name on it, you're struggling to explain the basic dynamics of it. The gentleman's not going to be on the chamber floor defending this bill. You are, and if this is the level to which you're going to, it was a no for me in the first place. It is my hope that before we go into executive session, that you and the chair come together, that you have a modicum of a basal level understanding of the bill that you filed and presented today. Thank you, Madam Chair.